And when we came to Christ, we was excited. And we wanted to save everybody around us. We came to church. We wanted to be on the usher ministry. We wanted to get in the choir. We wanted to be on the dance team. We wanted to be in every part of what God had going on in our lives. We wanted it. We could taste it. We wanted it bad enough. And somewhere along the line, that began to diminish and it began to vanish off in our life. That we only became just members sitting in the pews. God said, I want you to remember something. That it was I that seen you. It was I that walked to you. Seen you in your own blood. Struggling in your own blood. We can all sit here, look cute, look handsome, and think we got it going on. But all of us, we're messed up. We wear it well like we have it all together, but we don't have it together. Our lives is in a shambles, but nobody know it. Some of us left home and the house is all messed up. Nobody know it because we wear it well. But God said, I seen you struggling in your own blood. Meaning that even when you wanted to do right, you even found yourself like Paul doing wrong. I don't want to do wrong. I find myself doing wrong. Struggling, Sister Lucille, in my own blood. He said, and I passed. I'm not going to be long before you. Like Bishop say, if you don't catch it and you blink, you'll miss it. I pass around and about you. And I seen you. Nobody else stopped to see about you. Nobody else called to see why you didn't come to church. Nobody else called to see why you stopped singing on the praise team or in the choir. Why you stopped ushering. He said, but God said, I seen you. Missed Bible study one time. I seen you. Missed church another time. I seen you struggling. Because I want you to know, anytime you're going to be struggling in your own blood, that's because the enemy don't want you to get to your destiny. Because God has a place for you. He has a prepared place for you. He has a plan for your life. He says, the thought I have for you is of good and not evil. He says, so the enemy seen that, and he's seen your destiny. He sees where you're going. So you're struggling. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I go? Should I not go? Shall I make this move? Should I not make this move? So you're struggling. God said, I seen you struggling. He said, so I picked you up. Out of your own blood. Nobody cared for you. Nobody came and said, how you doing today? Are you doing okay? Nobody said, I didn't see you in church in 3 months. Is everything okay at home? You're struggling. Nobody know, but you're struggling in your own blood. Nobody know that you're dying right in the spot that you're in. And not a physical death, but a spiritual death. Because the enemy wants to suck the life out of you. And most of us, we sit there and we wallow in our own blood. God said, but I see you. You might have thought, well, I've been through so much in my life. You don't know all the wrong I've done. You don't know how no good I am. You don't know I slept with somebody else's husband. I slept with somebody else's wife. You don't know how many times I go drinking when nobody can see me. You don't know how many times I go to the clubs trying to peep and hide so nobody will know that it's me. Struggling. Struggling. Nobody seen me struggling. Nobody seen that I wanted to give up. Nobody seen when the doctor said I wasn't going to make it, that it took all I had within me to say, yes, I can live. Don't know how many times I wanted to get out of this marriage because I can't take it no more. But you don't know all it took for me to stay right there, struggling in my own blood, not knowing which way to go, not knowing what to do. And God said, I seen you. First thing he wants us to know, that he sees us. You're never by yourself, Yvette. You're not by yourself, Oprah. He said, I see you. Leandra, he said, I see you. I see what you go through. I see when you cry at night and nobody know. I see when you want to give up and throw in the towel. I see you. When you want to do right, but yet you find yourself doing wrong. I don't want to be in the condition I'm in. I don't want to be in the state that I am in. I don't want to skip school and go do everybody else what everybody else doing. I want to get an education. But I'm struggling in my own blood. And I don't feel that nobody loves me. And I don't feel that nobody's there for me. Struggling. You don't know, when my husband died on me, I didn't think I was going to make it. I was struggling. Devil told me to stop going to church, but I was struggling to make it here. You don't know, when I'm going through the things that I'm going through, that I'll be struggling, be wrestling with myself. Because the devil tell me that I'm not fit and I'm no good and I can never be the man or the woman that God wants me to be. But God said, I looked at you and I spoke into your life. That's a word you can hold on to. That's a written word. He said, live. Somebody on this morning, believe it or not, needed to hear that word. Live. Even when it don't feel good, live. Even when the burdens and the load is so heavy and you don't think you can carry it, he said, live. Even when that business don't think that it's going to bloom up and blossom, live, he said. It's within us to have a made-up mind to say, I'm going to do what God wants me to do. But we forget who God is, and we forget that he's the first one that was there for us. We forget about his grace and his mercy. We forget about his love. We forget about his goodness. How was that for you? You don't make you do, I make you do. You don't give to you, I give to you. So what? You don't have a job right now. Live. Brother Butch, even if the polls don't look right, live. It's for you, for the asking. We forget, but we get all caught up even in church rules, and we forget about God rules. And we do things our way and want things our way because we're so used to being sitting in our own blood, just thriving in our mess. God said, I have something better for you. If you would only turn from your wicked ways and seek my face. God said, it's time out for all that foolishness. It's time out for who's not talking to you. It's time out who hurt you. It's time out for all that foolishness. God said, live. Don't you know it's not your brother that made you mad? It's not your sister. That's the trick of the enemy. It's trying to stop you from getting where you need to be. Loretta, live, God said. You know what you struggle with. You know what's keeping you down. But God's speaking a word this morning. Let me let you see that he didn't just say it one time. Let me read it out the word. He said, and when I passed by you and saw you struggling in your own blood, I said, live. Yes, I said to you, in your blood, live. He said that not when you was cleaned up and right, not when you had it all together, not when you decided to come to church every Sunday, not when you was here for Bible study and singing on the praise team, not jumping and shouting. He said, but when you was in your mess, when you was all messed up, not fit to live, not fit to die, no good for yourself and nobody else, he said, live. When you was doing everything that you was big enough to do, that's when he spoke into your life. And if you know anything about his word, when it's sent out, even when you was in your mess, when it was sent out, he said, live. It don't come back to him void. It's perpetual. It keep going. When you was 29 acting a fool with yourself, he said, live. And it kept going. He said, live 30, live 40, live 50, live 60. That live is still going on in your life right now. that lived gave you power